Welcome to the ThinkCell tutorials. This video shows you how to create and update ThinkCell charts directly from data in an Excel workbook. Let's say you want to turn your Excel data into a ThinkCell chart. Just open the workbook in Excel and select the desired data range. Suppose you would like to create a stacked column chart from your data range in Excel. After selecting the range, you go to the Insert tab of the Excel ribbon, open the Charts menu from the ThinkCell group, and click on Stacked. Once you have done so, the PowerPoint window is activated. If PowerPoint is not running yet, it will start automatically. Move to the slide and position where you want the chart to appear, and insert it, as usual by clicking once. In Excel, the linked data range is indicated by a green frame and background coloring for category, series, and 100% cells. The layout of your data must match the layout of ThinkCell's internal data sheet. ThinkCell's background coloring and description will show you the required layout for each chart type. The chart looks and behaves like a regular ThinkCell chart that has been created in PowerPoint. For information on how to add and remove labels, as well as on styling the chart, please watch our other tutorial videos on these topics. If you use cell shading in Excel, you can use these colors as segment fill colors for the linked chart. Just left-click on the chart and tick Use Excel Fill on top from the Color Scheme drop-down menu. This can be especially powerful when you combine it with Excel's conditional formatting. ThinkCell also allows you to link a selected data range in your Excel workbook to an existing chart in a PowerPoint presentation. Simply open ThinkCell's Charts menu in Excel, select To Existing Chart, and click on the chart in PowerPoint that you wish to link to. In ThinkCell, the order of the data in the chart corresponds to the visual order of the data in the data range by default. That means, for example, that column charts are usually created from data columns. Now assume the data categories in your linked Excel range are arranged in rows, but you want to create a column chart from it. To do this, right-click on the green frame around the data range to open the context menu, and click on Transpose Link. This will transpose the chart's row and column data interpretation. Please note that Transpose Link does not swap the data itself in rows and columns. Let's have a look at how you can update an Excel linked chart after its data has been changed. Suppose you would like to add a new data series to your chart. Double-click the chart to switch to the linked data range in Excel, enter the additional data below the linked range, click on the frame of the range to select it, then drag the bottom left or right handle of the frame to include the newly entered data. Go back to PowerPoint. When you select the Excel linked chart, you'll see a small green flag. This indicates that an update of its linked data has been detected. Click on the flag to update the chart. Alternatively, you can click on the Update button in the top right corner of the chart. Once this is done, the flag disappears and the Update button turns into Revert. Click it to take back the changes you just made. Even if you do not update the chart, or update and then revert again, the link to the Excel data source remains. That way, you always have the option to update the chart later. Now, we will turn to how you can have your linked charts automatically updated by ThinkCell. This is particularly helpful if the data changes frequently. In PowerPoint, click on the More menu in the ThinkCell group and open the Data Links dialog. It shows all linked charts in the current presentation and their update states. For each linked chart, you can see the slide number and a thumbnail showing the position of the chart on the slide. You see the name and path of the file that contains the linked data as well as the time when it was last modified. The Update or Revert button in the next column works exactly like the one in the corner of the chart itself. The button is only available if the linked Excel file is open. The Data Links dialog also lets you sort the linked charts by the described properties. Just click on any column heading. To navigate to a chart, single-click on a row from the list. When you double-click on a row, the linked Excel workbook is opened and the linked data is selected. Finally, there is the Auto checkbox. Tick it to let ThinkCell automatically update the chart whenever changes in the linked data are detected. For this to work, both the PowerPoint and Excel file have to be open at the same time. Auto-updated charts are not highlighted or flagged, but you still have the option to manually revert the automatic changes via the Revert button in the Data Links dialog or in the corner of the chart itself. If you need to change the auto settings or apply Update or Revert for a group of charts, you can multi-select the chart links from the dialog by using Shift-click or Control-click, or hit Control-A to select all linked charts in the presentation. Linking a chart to data in Excel does not depend on the file names of the Excel or PowerPoint files. Each chart and each data range in Excel is given a unique ID that ThinkCell uses to maintain the link. To re-establish a link, make sure that both the Excel file containing the data range and the PowerPoint file containing the chart are open on the same computer at the same time. This means that you can pass on or edit the PowerPoint and Excel files independently from each other. You can rename the files. You can send the Excel and PowerPoint files by email. In all cases, the data links will be re-established as soon as the Excel and PowerPoint files are open at the same time. If you edit the PowerPoint file but do not have the linked Excel file available, linked charts simply behave as regular ThinkCell charts with an internal data sheet. Using ThinkCell, you can change the chart's design and data without restriction. Similarly, you can edit an Excel workbook even if the linked PowerPoint file is not available. When ThinkCell is installed, any linked data ranges that are not currently connected to an open PowerPoint presentation are highlighted by a light red frame. As soon as you open both the data source in Excel and the chart in PowerPoint at the same time, the ThinkCell frame in Excel turns green again. This shows you that the link is re-established. You can now continue working. Your charts will be updated from your Excel data as usual. ThinkCell also lets you copy and paste linked charts within the same presentation or even to another presentation. The copy of the chart will then be linked to the same data source as the original. On the other hand, you can make copies of linked Excel files and use the copies as alternative sources for the data links. Again, the link between a PowerPoint presentation and the copied Excel workbook is established when opening both files together. When you open different copies of the same linked range in Excel at the same time, they are all equally valid source ranges. It is undefined with which range the link will be established when opening the PowerPoint file. A warning will be displayed next to the affected data ranges in Excel. Click on the little blue buttons below the ThinkCell frame to switch between all copies. You should then make all but one copy of the linked range unavailable, for example, by closing the respective workbook or by disconnecting the other links. To disconnect a linked data range from its chart in Excel, simply select the ThinkCell frame of the range by clicking on it and hit the Delete key. The ThinkCell frame is removed while the data itself remains untouched. Any linked charts will no longer be able to establish a link to this data range and will use the internal data sheets instead. Please keep in mind that you cannot undo removing a linked frame in Excel. In PowerPoint, you can also disconnect a chart from its linked Excel data source. Simply right-click on the chart and select the Break Excel Link button from the context menu. After that, the chart will only use ThinkCell's internal data sheet. If you would like to remove all data links from a presentation at once, open the Data Links dialog, hit Ctrl-A to select all links, and hit the Delete key. When you remove one side of a link, either the data range in Excel or the chart in PowerPoint, the other side does not get deleted with it. Charts in PowerPoint fall back to using their internal data sheets, and linked data ranges in Excel simply remain in place until they are explicitly removed. This is important because there may be other charts in other presentations linking to the same data source. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Please visit our website for more ThinkCell tutorials.